Hey guys, welcome back to RockCrawlinJeeps. So today, I'm in front of the camera. We're going to work on my high lift jack. So I've had this for probably 10 years. Probably one of the first things I bought when I got my Wrangler and wanted to take it off-road. Anyway, the other week, maybe a month ago now, I got a flat. And my high lift, it got the job done, but it did not work very well. I was having trouble lowering it safely down to the ground, and I wanted to get my high lift back in good working shape. So it has seen a lot of weather over the years, not as bad as some high lifts I know that have been around for 40 years on the farm, but you know, for 20 bucks, I picked up this high lift fix-it kit. It's part number FK1. You can get it right on High Lift's website. So we're gonna swap out the springs and slides and get it working real nice. So let's get to it. To get started on your jack disassembly, go ahead and put this handle in the up position. You could remove it if you want to. It's like a 1/2 inch socket, but it's not even needed. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and knock these slide pins out. Just take a hammer and a punch and give it a couple whacks.
And I guess if you don't have a punch, you could probably use like a small screwdriver or something. Give your tool guy a heart attack. Got it. Caught it.
Yeah, as you can see there, not the best of shape. I mean, definitely a little bit of use and crud buildup. If you wanted to go the cheap route, I mean, you could probably polish these up as well. But for 20 bucks.
Yeah, if you want to go cheap, wire wheel maybe on like a bench vise or something. Clean it real up and then maybe like clear coat them or something maybe. I don't know. That one might need a little persuasion.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Just like that.
You do that again, but faster. Come on, if you're holding a big rod and you don't make a phallic joke.
Getting it all nice and polished up for you.
There you go.
Yeah, nothing to it. You know, just knock a little bit of dirt and grime and lots of little red paint flakes off. But let's get to work on this guy. I'm gonna just pull these old springs out here. Just like that. Nothing to it, and you know, our new ones they come with it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slide those in. I'm gonna go ahead and get the pins installed. You can say pointy side goes into the jack. And they just have their own little stop. So, well, maybe a little far on that one. I'm going to grab the new slide pin. And I'll go ahead and tap that in.
Pretty solid.
All right, good deal. So really it just is as simple as that. I do have, I believe, the safety pin here to replace, but as far as the springs and slides, it's pretty straightforward.
Let's tell the fine folks at home what we're doing.
All right, so I may have made a slight boo-boo here. After putting the springs in, I went back and read the instructions, very important. The pin is actually supposed to be below the spring entirely, and I went ahead and put it through the spring. So I'm going to go ahead and knock those out.
It's all right. We live and we learn. I'm sure we're not the first people to do that. you go.
Sweet.
Next.
This is a little homebrew mod I did. Nothing more than a, what are those called?
It's like a trailer hitch pin kind of deal.
Yeah, so to take the, the base plate on and off, I believe it's held on by
it's normally like a bolt or a pin or something.
a pole. Yeah, exactly. I can just go ahead and flip it right back on or take it off if I need to.
Super handy.
To kind of just wrap up the little rebuild here, we need to replace the safety shear pin. It's pretty optional, but I mean it included, it was with the kit, so it doesn't hurt to swap it out. So it's just a 1/2-inch socket and wrench to get it taken out. So that's the old safety shear pin there. So I'm gonna put the new one in. And
what's cool about this is you can toss this in the Jeep, and you have a spare parts pack. Maybe we'll clean them up or something like that, and then you got something to put in the Jeep. Somebody you're with has a problem or loses a piece or something happens, you've got it.
The jack's been reassembled. I'm going to just take some WD-40, and this is the gel lubricant. So WD-40 normally runs, so this will, stay in place and keep everything nice and lubricated. We finished rebuilding our jack here, and what better way to test our hard work than to lift up the Jeep. So we went ahead and set it up here, and let's give it a couple good cranks to see if it'll lift.
It's good till the tire comes off the ground.
All right.
Don't worry, the sway bar's hooked up. It'll actually come off the ground.
Oh yeah, it moves nice and smooth now too. Before it was much worse.
Oh, there she goes. Go one more. So, pretty easy way to change a tire on a trail. Sometimes if you have a limit strap or something like that, this is kind of the way to go, but I just have the sway bars hooked up because it's in daily driver mode. Not that it gets daily driven, but that way you can get some space on that tire. Oh, man, look at those things. And, change out a flat if you have it.
And always with high lifts, safety is very important. I'm sure everyone has a story about a sketchy high lift incident. So, don't keep this up in the air longer than you have to change that tire, and just be very careful taking it down as well.
Also, if you're going to have a buddy hold it, because sometimes they start to move around and things like that, be careful. We all know people that have gotten a nosebleed, a broken, bloody forehead, just all sorts of nastiness. So, but there you go.
And just to take her down is going to be pushing this lever here.
Well, let's show the folks at home how it works.
Okay.
No, come on in. So we knock that lever down, and now the other thing when you're doing this, always maintain control of that bar, and don't ever put your head above it. Because if for some reason you slip, it'll come up and bust you in the chin or make you lose a couple teeth.
As we're getting to the bottom here, this is where the jack may drop out because it's losing the weight. So just keep that in mind.
There she goes. There she goes.
Yeah, just like that. But yeah,
all rebuilt, ready to go.
We're finished up on the high lift rebuild. I'd say, a half hour at most getting it swapped out. And, if you're not trying to film, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. So if your jack failed you in a pinch somewhere, you could, get a rebuild kit and successfully change a tire. But yeah, as always, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share the videos as well. We're still growing, still building. We're getting close to that 600 subscriber mark, so make sure to get the RockCrawlinJeeps name out there. And guys, look forward to more projects. We still have more work to do on Purple ZJ. The whole suspension has to go back in, plus getting the fuel leak fixed. Zach's rig, he is ready to go camping down in Moab here in a few weeks. So we'll probably be doing some basic maintenance on that, make sure everything's good. And then mine in the background, you know, we'll definitely be doing some small things to that, axle seals. I want to get my speaker set up and overhead console finished up. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next week.